a chicken in every pot and a tiger in every tank. So that was a slogan from the 1960s about economic prosperity and an energy-driven economy. And you know, that really hasn't changed. There was also Dr. Michael Savage, who famously stated, probably in the early 2000s, about that a nation is defined by borders, language, and culture. And in the wake of the second administration of Donald Trump, it's worth re-examining those because they're really connected. The Trump election is really about national identity, who we are as a nation, and what do we stand for. It's about nationalism versus globalism. And America first doesn't mean that other countries are last, but it does mean that charity begins at home, not in some selfish way, but just in an acknowledgement that if we're not taking care of the American people and the needs of the American people and America itself, then nothing else really matters. It means that we can't take care of illegal immigrants while parts of America go hungry or without homes. It means protecting U.S. jobs and bringing jobs back here to the U.S., as opposed to continuing to embrace these failed international trade agreements that do nothing really but hurt the U.S. economy and the U.S. workers, honestly, all in the name of cheap labor and even cheaper products. America First also means energy independence and breaking the stranglehold that importing oil and energy has had on the politics of this country since World War II. And it means the absolute repudiation of multiculturalism, which has been nothing but an abject failure. All cultures are not equal. And some cultures only seek the destruction of those that they deem to be inferior or unclean. Perhaps foremost, it means teaching our children to read and write and being taught how to think and not what to think. This DEI, woke, religious, anti-God zealotry, proselytizing our children has no place in America. All most Americans want, all the average American want, is a sense of identity, economic prosperity, and an energy-driven economy. That, and to be free from the yoke of government. That is part of our founding religion. Securing our, quote, borders, language, and culture is how we get there. Now, look, some will say we're going backwards, but this is not about going backwards. I was in Washington, D.C. for the week of the inauguration, and I can tell you firsthand, there was no talk about going back to older or simpler days. To a person, everyone there understood the complexities of the country and the challenges we face in the world, including AI, which we're going to talk about later on in the show. But to a person, there was a renewed sense of optimism and energy to get it done, to make America great again, for the simple reason that they believe and have always believed that America was and is great, tempered by a realistic understanding of the challenges and the timeline, and a new determination to engage in the fights, to stay involved, and to not let us be divided once again. So the next time someone asks you what you want from your government, just tell them you want a chicken in every pot and a tiger in every tank. And that's the monologue.